We have spent decades defending the borders of other countries, but now the U.S. is focused on its own border, for once. Guantanamo has a harsh recent history that has been evolving over time. Stay tuned to find out everything there is to know about the United States' use of Guantanamo Bay. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that. Hit that all notification bell, and if you can, donate. Cuba is a socialist state in which the role of the Communist Party is enshrined in the Constitution. Cuba has an authoritarian government where political opposition is not permitted. In the 1990s, George W.H. Bush established this place for Haitian detention over national security issues. A 2000 film called Forever Prison documented 12,000 Haitians kept there originally without representation. A professor and his law students fought to represent them and made amazing progress. They filed a lawsuit with the U.S. government for legal representation for the Haitians in Guantanamo Bay. After processing most of the detainees, it was discovered that the ones remaining were all HIV positive. It was continued by the Clinton administration in office from 93 to '01. Afterward, Senator John McCain's legislation banning inhumane and degrading treatment of detainees in U.S. custody at Guantanamo Bay and around the world. Detainee Treatment Act of 2005 as Division A, Title X of the DoD Act. It was reestablished in January 2002 by U.S. President George W. Bush to hold terrorism suspects and illegal enemy combatants during the global war on terrorism over 9/11. ICE arrests have ramped up the need for holding and processing facilities lately. The Trump administration's goal of housing the worst of the worst migrants at Guantanamo Bay is referring to those who have committed crimes while living in the United States illegally. Now, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth says the migrant detentions would be separate from the military prison at Guantanamo Bay and would be temporary, with detainees ultimately being sent back to the countries they came from. Our vintage government is getting a huge overhaul by President Trump. Due process will be followed for migrants at Guantanamo Bay, a feature that has been largely absent throughout that area's history. All of this is in response to Americans struggling to buy groceries and cartels using weaponized drones against border officials. Additionally, there is progress in strengthening the border with 10,000 Mexican troops sent to the southern border and 10,000 Canadian troops at the northern border instead of tariffs. Meanwhile, Governor Abbott of Texas has declared an invasion of the southern border. Abbott and Trump declared cartels terrorists. Trump is using Texas as a model for border security and wants the death penalty for anyone who murders children. These cartels have engaged in all types of crime, ranging from assault to smuggling. It's been going on for far too long. Something radical has to be done. Hopefully, our southern neighbors will realize that they do have large numbers that could be used to improve the state of their homeland. May God be with them on their way. That's all I have for you today, folks. God bless you all, and I'll talk to you soon, God willing.